that they had, the previous one that they had before. So maybe it's still, they've not really settled. Is it what is still causing this? But even at that, the Senate president, we all know, doesn't have that right to stop anybody, a citizen of the country. So far, you are not under any criminal charges, criminal case. You are free to go around the country, exit and come into the country as you like. So if this case, a senator is being shut down, they are silencing the senator, what now happens to we, the ordinary? Because this is what we're trying to understand. So we come on the show, we ask you to speak your mind, to tell us what you think about this. But then there's one person out there going over telling the government, this is how this is supposed to be. This is not how, pointing out the wrongs that the governments are doing. And they are doing everything possible to silence this lady. And it's totally wrong. Are we practicing democracy, or is it all about dictatorship? Everybody just wants to give the order. You must follow the order. You must follow the leading of the government. You must agree with what they are doing. And if you're not okay with that, I don't know, just keep quiet if you're not okay with that. That's what the government is trying to show the citizens. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Please, you're welcome. Your name and your location.
My name is Austin. I'm calling from Manchester.
All right, please go ahead.
Based on what you are discussing right now, if I will say my own opinion, I like what is happening right now.
Okay.
Let the monster they created on them. Let the politicians, the so-called big men, let them start the fight from there. If it can happen to a big woman like that, how do they reason our own level? We that are very small people who nobody to speak to us. So it's what they are created for themselves. So let them face it. I don't have anything to say more than this.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, you two can join the conversation on 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. Because I want us to really think about this. We talk so much about patriotism. We talked about people loving their country, being loyal to their country. But how do you ask people to love a country that bullies its own citizens? How do you ask someone to love a country that does not support, like, it's like everything the citizens do is against what the government wants? So when people in power begin to see criticism as an attack, rather than this mirror of reflection, to reflect on how far you've gone, what you've done as a leader, what you've done in that your position, this is where the danger begins. When you don't allow people to talk to you, to correct you, to always support whatever it is that you do, whether you are wrong or right, that is where the problem starts. If someone says something online, they send DSS to go and arrest the person. This is the problem we are facing in the country. So today it is senators' passports. Tomorrow it could be your business permit. It could be your job or anything. Because if we allow one thing to start, it will continue. So we really, because this, like she said, this is not the first clash. And we've noticed it over the time. This is not the first clash with the Senate leadership. We recall that she was suspended after accusing Senate president of running the Senate like a dictatorship. Like this is just what he does. And this suspension ended in September. And since then, it's been one thing or the other. So you see, it's not just about the airport story. It's about a larger pattern of power struggle. Like they want to prove who is who. They want to prove that I am the boss. I can do anything. And this is not how it's supposed to be in the country. So now people are saying that, okay, the government, what we need in this country is the public intervention, international intervention, that they should come in. They should come in and do what they want to do. Because we already know the USA has threatened to bring in military if the government does not do anything about the genocide claims. So people are now, whatever happens in the country, let it happen. Because a lot are tired of what we keep seeing every day. If it is not this, it's another thing. So why do we have to sit and watch something like this just happen and then we've not heard, as at now, we've not heard any report from the Senate president maybe claiming that this is wrong, that he did not authorize anything like this. So if he's silent about it, that means there could be a truth in it. But who gives you the right to stop someone without a court order? So now, should public office now be coming with fear? Everybody should be silent. Nobody is allowed to talk. Nobody should say anything on their mind. Just follow what the government is doing. Do we have to think twice before criticizing the government officials? Because we will not always agree with them. That is where the truth lies. We will not always agree with what the governments are doing, with what they are saying. So now when we want to come out and talk, we have to think about our words. Because this is what is portraying. Where is that freedom? Or is it that the law works for some persons and it does not work for some particular persons? Because we know that we also see big opposition parties, the bodies, coming out to criticize the government, but nothing is being done to them. But it feels like they are targeting a particular set of persons. The average Nigerian cannot just talk and go scot-free. So why is it like this? We truly need to understand why it is going this way. Because it's not about the Senator Natashas being dramatic. This is what is happening. This is what she is seeing. And yes, she is exposing the wrongs of the government. And honestly, we support, these are the kind of persons that we are supposed to have in the government house. We don't want puppets. We don't just want people that are following them. We want people that exposes the wrong, the actions of the government. If it does not favor us, we want to know. So now, why are they trying so hard to silence her? If you are so afraid that they will go outside the country and talk wrong about the country, why not do the right thing? Because when you do the right thing, there will be nothing wrong to talk about. So when you are doing it all wrong, like the incident that happened yesterday, is another thing that you've given us to talk about. So we need to see the government step up and start doing it exactly the way it is supposed to be. We seriously need to see the government accepting everyone, accepting your words, accepting your voices. Because what exactly do you do in leadership if you cannot stand criticism? So yes, join us on 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347 about the titles that we hold. It's about we trusting the government. It's about the government trusting the citizens. But when those in power begin to weaponize that power against the voices, they lose the moral authority to lead. They lose what it takes to lead us as a nation. So every government, there has to be opposition. If not, things will not really work out very well. So whether you agree with Natasha or not, whether you think this was a case of overreaction or just real intimidation, there's one thing that is very clear. This power, when it's unchecked, it becomes very, very dangerous. So we need to ask ourselves, some of the things that are happening in the country, is it how it's supposed to do? Is this supposed to be so? Because aside Senate presidents, there are other things that we see around us. Just because one has power, we look at the police, we look at the soldiers, we look at in those offices, just because of the power that you have, you want to intimidate people. Because it looks like something that is happening everywhere in the country. The abuse of power. People using it the wrong way. Because you feel you can make a call to the embassies, you feel you can make a call to the immigration center, and they just obey you because of your title. And then you don't think of the consequence. You don't care what other people think about your action. Pose. Because when you're out of, you're not trying to seize a passport, that it was just, you're just trying to check it. What is going on in the government? We all know what is going on in this country. We know what those who are exposing the government, what they are facing in the country. You are labeled a terrorist for speaking against the wrongs of the governments are doing. But meanwhile, those that are out there causing the real problems, we've not seen what the government have done to address these issues. So they and start focusing on the things that really doesn't matter. They leave the insecurity to fight. They leave the hunger that they should fight in the country. And they're just looking at these small things. I mean, use your power in those areas and show us that you really know what you are doing. So what is the job of the Senate president? We keep seeing the Senate approving loans, that's all we see them doing. The president nominates a person, they screen and approves. We do not see in the Senate house, we hardly hear opposition voices. Because it feels like everything the government, the presidency brings to them is being approved. Where is that will to say no? So this is what they are accepted, loyalty without fault. They just want to follow. So when they now see someone that is not part of what they are doing, it feels like the person is totally against them. The person is a threat to the country. So we are not okay with what is going on. We want the government to do the right thing. And that is why we are calling it out this morning. It might not be easy to take all the criticism, but then that is why you are in leadership. It is we, the citizens, that are seeing what is going on. I can point it out They can tell you that this is not the right thing to do in favor of the citizens. This is not the way to go about it. So if you cannot stand it, why not just quit or resign for another person to take over the seat? So 0706 048 5853, 0915 570 8347. And remember that you are listening to High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM, your weekday news analysis show where we review and analyze the news. All right, we are taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome. Please, your name and your location.
I'm Odia is calling from Maryland.
All right, please go ahead.
Yes, the case of Natasha and Akpabio. I think this woman will do something to Akpabio if he doesn't take time, if he doesn't watch his steps. I watched that video.
Okay.
And what happened there was a complete seizure. It was when she started, because initially she was making the video showing herself alone. It was when she started showing those
the officials, yes,
that they have the lady that we are holding the passport had to give it to the guy who went away with it. And when this woman continued talking and talking, that the guy came back and now gave her the passport. So already they had a detailed plan of what to do. These people that are now checking Natashas passport, we are the people that knew when Obiano was in EFCC list to be checked, and they allowed him out of the country before approval. They did not check Obiano. These are the same people that we are there with Yahya Bello, and he was going out and coming back when he had court case over embezzlement. They don't use to check their passports. It's Natasha's passport that they will check and check over 20 minutes because there are words written in Chinese in her own passport. So if you look at this country, it is what it is. It is us versus them. We are crying over what Trump have said already, and they continue doing what they are doing. See, with the way they are doing things in this country, me personally, I don't even care what America's influence will mean. Let them come.
Okay.
Let them come and do what they want to do and take what they want to take. Because these people are not acting like people that you will see change from. They are irrepentant. So, Natasha, you should continue to be somebody that is eating with the devil. She should know the type of spoon to use.
All right, thank you so much. 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. So we are also wondering why these public officers, why they use these institutions like the immigration, like the EFCC, like the DSS, or even the police to settle personal or political scores, because we understand that, we know that all this, the incident that happened yesterday, was political. It has nothing to do with, it's something that you can just sit down together and just settle it without involving the public. But any small thing, they send the DSS to you because you are opposing the government, which is not supposed to be so. Allow us to talk. We have freedom of expression. Allow us to speak up our minds. Because why is it going this way? It keeps happening. It's not just saying it on Natasha. It happens to people. Once you are tagged an activist, you are now a threat to the federal government. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Please, your name and your location.
My name is Andy Anozi. I'm calling from Enugu.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yes, I've been listening to your program.
All right.
And it's quite a shame that in this country, things are going on. The Constitution guarantees freedom of expression.
Yes.
And it's so disheartening that here's a a member of the Nigerian Senate that is being harassed left, right, and center. Does it mean that nobody can raise a voice against the people in authority, the people in power? Does it mean that we're sliding down the lane of dictatorship? And they do it with so much impunity. In fact, the key word here is impunity. There's nothing that has been done. So I've been following this Akpabio Natashas. Nothing that has been done that's not pure impunity. Even the suspension that was meted out to this.
It wasn't necessary.
Impunity. And at other levels, if you look at the FCC minister and so on and so forth, some things are happening. Things are happening. Take his children on international officials, and ask the question: rules out, rules right? How is this? I mean, what is really going on? Anyway, I think it's just impunity, and without time, we step up from this level of government.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for calling into the studio. All right, so the thing is, we all agree that this was wrong, that Senate President didn't have the right to do what he did, and that we all have the freedom of expression. We all are allowed to speak up. These are the rights of the Nigerian citizen. These are the rights that we have, and nobody should be shut up. So far, we are not hurting anyone. We should be allowed to speak up. So we expect that these cases like this should not happen again. We are expecting something better from the government. Issues like this should not be heard amongst us, amongst the public officials. So it's really been, because of time, this is where we are going to be ending it this morning. And you've been listening to High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM, your weekday news analysis show. Thank you for being part of the program. Join us again tomorrow for more headlines, for more analysis, and for more of your voices. My name is Audley.